Hello, everybody. It's Saturday, January 20th. Of course, I am Bigfoot, Michigan Rob, and it's time for another encounter story from a subscriber or from an emailer. This is from an email I got about 8 months ago from a guy named Trevor. I'm going to tell everybody listening right now or watching terrifying. Never heard a story quite like this in all my time doing this. I doubt most of you have either. A lot of everything is combined in this, and all I have to say is this: give this family some prayers at the end of this video. They need it. So thank you very much, and I'm just going to get on with it here. Hope you're having a fantastic Saturday. Hi, Rob. My name is Trevor, and I lived in Georgia, just outside of the Chattahoochee Oconee National Forest, from the years dating from 2017 through 2021. During this time frame, I have experienced more than my share of high strangeness. I would like to start off by saying that I have been married for 25 years to my wife, Sari, and my one daughter named Mari. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Sari is spelled Sari and Mari Mari. So that's what I'm going to roll with. My wife and I are both in our late 40s, with Mari age 21 at the time of this email. I work in pharma sales, and my wife is a professional photographer. My daughter lives with us, just trying to figure out life. We currently live today outside of Atlanta, as it is just the move I had to make because of the extensive travel that I do with my career. Well, Rob, I must say that's just an excuse that I use today. We had to move, or shall I say, we needed to move, as the experiences we have accumulated have haunted us. They have seemed detrimental to our health and our lives. We moved into our beautiful one-story, 2,000 square foot ranch-style home early, spring of 2017. We had an enormous wraparound porch that gave us an astonishing 360-degree view of Oconee. We lived on almost 2 acres of land in a meadow where the woods surrounded us on all sides. Our neighbors to our left and to our right were approximately 50 or 60 yards away, giving us the privacy that Sari and I valued. The entire first year in 2017 was nothing short of spectacular. We felt at home and were in the process of helping Mari decide what she wanted to do as a young adult. The land and the scenery was perfect for Sari's photography. And for me, after spending much time on the road, it was so welcoming after a long day on the road to come home. Life was good. The following spring of 2018, Sari was pregnant with our second child. This is also where things started to get a little bit strange and eventually horrific. Sari, Mari, and myself were out on our porch. I was barbecuing some dinner, and the three of us were having family chat, family talk about work, and plans for Sari's future. It was a great evening. After dinner, just as the sun was getting ready to settle, Mari said, "Dad, look out to the edge of the tree line. Where are those lights coming from?" I looked up to the tree line and saw a set of 3 round, blue, orange, and yellow orb-shaped objects floating across the wood's edge. They were just floating about, then appeared to start dancing. They moved both parallel and horizontal just outside of the woods and moved in a sequence. The three objects appeared to be or move closer to the home, then kind of just stopped, three abreast. They were approximately 20 yards from our point of view. Sari, who always has a camera on her person, being a part of her professionalism, starts snapping photos. Then, in an instant, the orbs suddenly, in a blink of an eye, rocketed towards the sky and vanished. All of us are in astonishment. We started pondering what we just saw. I knew it could not have been flashlights. It was not yet dark, and as I mentioned, the neighbors are a good distance away. Sari hurried into her studio to develop the pictures that she had just taken. We all were eagerly awaiting the development of the photos. To our amazement, or perhaps shock is a better word, the three colored images seemed to take on the iteration of faces. These faces, however, Rob, were not human. They looked almost alien or even animal-like. The images were kind of disturbing. Sari, in all her years as a photographer, could not explain the photos. She knew one thing for certain: these objects were real. What they were remained the question. There was no dust on the camera lens. There was no apparent evidence of electronic malfunction or any other related reason for the images to be distorted. These, in fact, were actual, clean, professional photos. The spring rolled into summer without further adventures with these strange, anomalous orbs, until one midsummer night they appeared again the same year. However, this question was much more frightening. This experience, I should say, Rob, I'm sorry, was much more frightening and made us all question our very sanity. Again, it was myself, my wife, and daughter out on our porch. The sun had just set. A beautiful, warm Georgian night. The three of us gazed out towards the woods when the very same blue, orange, and yellow orb-like objects appeared. They sat in movement just outside the tree line. Then, in an instant, they shot to the sky and were gone. This was not as long as the previous encounter. It was only a matter of minutes. We all looked at each other perplexed. 30 minutes or so went by. Then we heard a low humming sound. We felt a vibration beneath our feet on our back of the porch. Then we saw a huge triangular-shaped craft fly over the top of the tree line and proceed towards our house. It stopped and hovered no more than 100 feet away from our porch. There were 3 lights on each corner of the craft. One blue, one orange, and the other yellow. The identical colors of the orbs that we had seen prior. My estimation of the size was perhaps 200 feet long. It was tough to accurately gauge the size as it was in triangular shape. The object sat in place for about 5 minutes or so when a beam of light from the bottom of the craft was emitted to the ground. It then appeared as though 2 bipedal beings were transported from the craft to the ground. The two stopped, looked at us, and ran back into the tree line. Once the beings were gone, the craft did not fly off, it simply dissipated into the night's air. The two humanoids were beast-like, misshapen wolf-like heads, dark-skinned, powerful, muscular bodies. When they ran into the woods, it only took seconds. They ran much faster than any human could possibly run. My family and I stared in disbelief. My daughter started to cry as Sari tried to comfort her. This would be the last time any of us would be the same again. The very next morning, Sari woke with stomach pains. Fearful for the baby, we rushed off to the hospital and called our doctor handling my wife's pregnancy. It must have been an hour or so before the doctor emerged to take me back to see my wife. Naturally, throughout this time, I had been nagging the nurses to update me. I would have been with my wife, but she insisted I wait in the family area, which I reluctantly obliged her wishes. Finally, the doctor arrived and took me back to be with my wife and gave me the news. I am not going into details, Rob, but as you may have suspected while you read this, our child was lost. I will not go on about the details or the pain and suffering my family felt or the fear that we all felt. This is really just too personal. However, if it can't get any worse, 6 days later, my daughter, Mari, stopped speaking. Rob, as of today, she still has not spoken a word. As for me, I have continual nightmares to this day. The orbs, the craft, the wolf-like monsters are all in my visions. However, more horrifically, it is not just the two creatures that ran off into the forest that night, the triangular-shaped craft, or anything. The two beasts, wolf-like creatures, are now accompanied by a smaller infant-looking creature. Is that symbolism, or was my baby abducted? I don't know. I seek answers. Thanks for letting me share this. My life's goal is to get answers for my family. If I come across any, or if you can further help, please reach out. I will reach out to you. Trevor. What do you guys make of that? You know, we hear about orbs. We hear about UFOs, craft, then the appearance of cryptids. A lot of cases it's Bigfoot. This guy mentioned it looked like wolf-like heads. Two beings apparently transported down on his property, sped off into the night's woods. Very next day, Sari loses the baby. A week later, the daughter can't speak and has not spoken a word as of today. The dream about a baby creature with the other two creatures running now in this man's nightmares. Was Sari's baby abducted? and now runs with these beings. Very creepy, very disturbing. Trevor, sorry, Mari, prayers out to you. Please keep in contact with me. If anybody in chat or anybody in the video, I should say, have any words for this man, please leave a comment. Leave a comment. Give a thumbs up. Super thanks is always open for those who care to donate. I don't know. Very sad story. Does alien abduction exist, right? Did he see aliens? Did he see Dogman? What was this? Space creatures? Something to ponder. I'm Bigfoot Michigan Rob. Thank you for subscribing. I hope you enjoyed that. And until next time, I am BMR. Have a great weekend. Go Lions. Sunday, 3 o'clock, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.